All right. Let me ask you guys this then. I'm going to shift gears just because also, I guess it's sort of, and this was sort of a topic I did on Sunday, but I think it sort of works here because we do talk the gaming here and there. And what do you guys think about the rumor that they're going to have GTA 6 be $100?
What?
I think they're
Yeah.
testing the waters. They're trying to see if they can push up the standard price for new games to that.
That's what I'm hearing.
That's so stupid because especially on this game, like I could get it on other games, but on this game where they make their money is in the original game sales. It's online when
Mhm.
people start throwing money at the online version. So why would you want to limit the sales on the front end by overcharging when you know where you're going to make your money on the ass end?
Well, remember
It's stupid.
this is a $2 billion game.
It
They
doesn't
made,
matter.
but
They'll
they
make that and then some 4
oh,
times that.
eventually
But
they'll
that's
make that.
the investment. That's the investment with these games is that you're going to put all this money up front, but it's going to pay off in the next 12 years like the last one did of people just shoveling money in your pockets for stupid online cash, fake money.
But I guess they're counting on the whales then. They're counting on the whales. And now cuz this is going to be a PC, PS5, Xbox. I'm not going to say Switch 2 because there's no way that Switch 2 is going to handle this thing at all. It's going to be a cross-platform release because of the live service element they're eventually going to introduce. Because we've talked about this in the past. They cannot immediately shut down GTA 5 online. They can't do that immediately. They have to transition everybody over to the GTA 6 online that eventually is going to happen, and therefore make it a comfortable transition where I think they're going to promise people the moon to go over there, keep your stuff, keep this, or at least have it translated into in-game currency so you can get your stuff back, that kind of stuff. But I think there are some inherent problems, not only with the $100 price tag. I think that's absurd. Even and Samuel and I are the old men here because we're the ones that know this. The price creep of games has existed forever. They started at 50, or did they? No, were NES games always at 50, 40, 50, or were they at 40 at one point? I don't remember.
They were
Uh,
under. I think 64 is when they started doing 50 and above, and 64.
yeah, I think originally it
Okay.
was
40?
it was like 40, but you keep in mind
Okay.
too, 40, went a lot
Well,
further in those days. It
I
was a whole
know
thing.
the SNES were definitely $50 games because I was actually buying games for myself at that point.
Yeah.
And so I remember those were NES. I can't say because, parents buying you the games. But the creep was always there 40, 50, 60. And here we are. The current day is 70.
Yeah. The
So,
Genesis was 50. I remember that.
mhm. So it's expected that when you get to the next generation, likely to be $80, whether we like it or not. And because we are unfortunately locked into this stuff, there's little we can do about it. There is very little. The price creep will always going to be there. But jumping from 70 to 100, that's just bad. I think you're right when you said this is a trial balloon. I think this thing just popped already because what you guys just said. I've heard the same commentary ever since this came out yesterday about this.
Yeah,
So
this is the plan. They want to make every new game, especially AAA. They want to make all of them $100 a pop. But they can't do it right out of the gate, or they're going to lose a fuckload of customers. So they got to get people with a title
well,
like this that they know is going to sell, no matter what fucking price point it's at.
mhm.
They're just going to discount everything else because
idea.
it's all going to be saturated. Like, wasn't it the Suicide Kills of Justice League went down to like $3 or something like that? Some ridiculous for a short time.
What even now? I think that's because that was a failed game. That's why that one dropped so bad because that was a failed game. This is going to be a massive.
Yeah, but it's gonna. All the other ones are gonna drop off. So there's gonna be like a wide gap, like a bell curve.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is, what Samuel is saying, they want it to be $100. They want it to keep going on. I don't think this can ever work because you're asking somebody to pay a price for one game that's essentially a quarter of a way to an entire console. right now, or even a fifth of the way if we're going up to the $500 range. That's obscene. It's never work. And here's the other point, though, and I want you guys to weigh in on this. AAA games, or let me rephrase that, AAA studios, as they stand now, they're dropping off one by one. We watch the timeline right now. The first major one to go right now is going to be Ubisoft in the next 4 to 6 months. They won't survive the year. We all know this. But between Outlaws, X Defiant, and the final nail that will be Shadows, they have run out of room. The runway is done. They're going to crash and burn. They will not exist as an independent entity. They may. Well, I've had discussions where the theory that they're going to float, if they go to full bankruptcy, other people will buy up their best IPs and incorporate them and go from there.
And probably EA.
Well, okay. Next one, EA. EA is not having the best time either. Their subsidiaries like BioWare are suffering. And EA is blind to the fact that the era of live service is coming to an end, yet they still push it to the whales who play Madden and all the other live games and stuff like that. They're still pushing it. Venerable companies like Konami, Capcom, they have bought into all the bullshit, all the DEI bullshit for the past couple of years, and they have lost a lot of credibility, and people are not happy with them. You've got Activision Blizzard, which live and die on Warhammer, and that's not really a growing property anymore. WoW is not the cash cow it once was, and all their other games are not exactly doing gangbusters. So you've got all these AAA companies that seemingly, I'll be throwing their CD Projekt Red. Let's throw CD Projekt Red in there. They're going to live or die by The Witcher 4. If The Witcher 4 is a disaster, they're done. Now that's going to be sooner than we think because they've announced it, and they always usually announce stuff when they're only a year or two away. So that's going to come out sooner rather than later. So these AAA companies that have dominated our gaming lives for so long are all falling apart. And right below them, you've got the AA, the indie scene, who are hot to get into the next level because they're still passionate about the games they're making.
I think it's kind of going the way of the theaters. They're trying to charge more to less people. So it's getting more spread out. They're like, okay, we got to get whatever we can. So yeah, it's going to be popular, but it's fewer people are going to buy at that rate. Like you said, if it's lower, it's going to get more people. Then you get the in-game purchases.
Especially because, and here's the thing, so many games now, they're essentially shitting on the game portion of it for the online. It's like Call of Duty. Call of Duty games are shit. It's all about the online play. That's what, they give you a short ass story. It's never that good. And it's all about trying to get you to play online. If you're going to have a game like this that charges $100, if they give you a really good story that you get a shit ton of hours playing at, you get people to buy. But if they give you a short ass story that just leads right into online because the greed, you want to pay $100 for that, especially when you know you're going to be spending money on the online version. It's not like you get it all for free.
Mm-hmm. And is it going to be a complete game, or is it going to be broken and need patchwork and DLC and stuff like that?
Yeah,
Drew, you open the door.
$100.
You open the door to the next part of this. If they release this at anywhere from $80 to $100. We all know they want to transform this into live service. They want GTA 6 to become the next GTA Online. Mm-hmm. Let me pose to you guys then. I don't think there'll ever be a GTA 7 after this. I don't think they make a GTA 7. What I think they're going to do is once people have, as Devil said, finished the story of this one, good or bad, however how much the mileage is, they're going to, everybody, as they did with 5, will transfer to online once they set it. It's going to be like a year or so probably till they set it up. And then I think what you're going to get is not GTA 7, but GTA America, which will be the online, and they'll just keep
all the cities,
not just the cities. This game takes place in Florida. Okay. Yeah. So the expansions within the game with the live service will keep expanding Florida until they fill it out. But then they're going to go north, South Carolina, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. They're just going to keep expanding.
I don't think
it's the country.
I don't think they'll do. I don't think they'll do like that. But I do think what they'll do is they'll take all the other games cities that we've been to and start building them out in the same kind of quality and where you can travel between cities. So it's going to be, you go to the airport
Same thing,
and you,
essentially. Same thing.
yeah, you're going to get Vice City. You're going to get
San Andreas.
San Andreas. Yeah. And you're going to be able to go to those places with the upgraded graphics and start your empire there. So it's, yeah, you conquer America, but I don't think they'll have all the in between. There's a lot of portions where there's just not.
I think the door will be open where they're going to create new. I think Devil, since you had a better thought process than I did on this one. See, I was just thinking America, but I like the way you said that. They're going to go to the old cities first, and they'll jump around. But then once you've exhausted that, they can't ever make a GTA 7. Not after the hell it was to get this game out. So they're just going to keep expanding the new version of GTA Online based on this one.
Yeah, and add another city and
another city, like make a version of Chicago, make a version
like
of Atlanta.
CSI.
Yeah. Yeah. So they're just going to keep going that way. And they will make all the goddamn money in the world. They will. Yeah. But it's not going to be immediate, which is why I don't think they'll do. I don't think they can get away with $100 in the beginning.
Well, and it's who gets paid from the purchase of the game rather than the in-game stuff. There's different segments, different companies, and who gets paid first rather than like later on. So it's kind of how the contracts are written up is probably driving this. All right, let's get the money in quick, and then that goes to some people, and then it trickles down to others.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll say it'll be called Grand Theft Auto America.
That's just my working idea title. That's not official. That's
I think what it'll be is like, what's the name for like a mafia?
Well, I like that. How the Grand Theft Auto Grand Tour or some shit like that. I mean, something like that. I don't
like
know.
I want to say like Monopoly, but I don't want it. Not Monopoly. It's but some sort of name for like a mafia, like a
Cosa Nostra.
Like some sort of big organization of crime, right?
Syndicate.
And yeah, Syndicate. There you go. Perfect. Grand Theft Auto Syndicate. And what they're going to do is not only will they have American cities, I wouldn't be surprised if they start adding in other cities from other countries. Like you could go to Brazil and start up your criminal empire. And your whole job is to each one of these cities, you got to build up Ottawa there. Build up your crime syndicate in those cities. And each city has its own thing. I could totally see them doing that. And yeah, you're right. It would be a money pool. You'd have people just shoveling that shit in.
That's what I think they're going to do. And but this trial balloon is not the way to do it, because they don't have to do this. They don't have to get people to buy us for $100, because the entire GTA Online community will go if you promise them an easy transition and don't have them at least lose the value of what they're leaving behind. They'll come over once they're done playing the main game and they set up the new servers for the new online stuff. They will, if you give them incentives, they will happily come over, and they'll be whales all over again.
Yeah, I think what they'll do is they'll probably have it where they're going to be like, we're shutting down the servers in X amount of time, and there'll be a mission that is to transfer you over. You'll complete the mission. At the end of the mission, they say, this city's burned. We got to go somewhere else, boss. And you trade in they give all your stuff to you in a cash or whatever. You can keep a certain amount of
currency.
Stuff.
Game
currency. And then you go, it's like your character from that game goes to this city to start his empire again. His criminal empire again. That's probably how they'll do it.
A transfer of sorts. Yeah. I mean, they would have to get, I don't think people will be upset losing their physical achievements in online, as long as they get an equivalent exchange for their time. Currency where, okay, I have a massive nest egg that I can now buy shit with to set up shop again. And frankly, and I don't know how it works, but I would assume that anybody who loves developing stuff like that would love to start all over again, as long as they have their resources to do it. It's kind of fun rebuilding your empire.
There's games that's like specifically the thing, like Tarkov. They do wipes all the time on Tarkov, and you could literally have every single good gun, all this armor stacked up, all this great shit. And when they do a wipe, you're screwed. You're back to just your basic stuff, but people still play Tarkov.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I could see that.
So I think we're all in agreement that. Well, are we in agreement that people will pay $100 for this if it is $100? I don't.
Fans of the series absolutely will.
Yeah,
probably not new people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, everyone. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
It depends on, like I said, depends on what's coming out after. If it's an amazing story, if it's an amazing game, yeah, eventually people will pay 100. But right off the bat, I think it is going to suffer a little in sales because I do think there's people like myself who are like Grand Theft Auto, but not like massive fans. I didn't play online.
Let me look this real quick. Let me see. GTA
I don't think I would. Not for
Yeah, I played, but not online back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, I haven't played since
GTA 3.
I haven't played since Vice City, which was right after GTA 3. I mean, GTA.
Yeah, Need for Speed was my jam.
Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, check out my gaming channel at Renaissance Nerd Arcade, and follow me on X Twitter under @TheRedNerd. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy.